Welcome back, fuckers.
Welcome back.
Episode 9, Courtney.
9. Yes, one more next week. Stay tuned.
That we make the same noise? Or?
Maybe. I'll find out when I edit this.
That's funny. I was going to say, what are we talking about today? But what were you
And I was going to say, you know what else is next week? Valentine's Day.
My 31st birthday.
And your 31st birthday. Actually, Valentine's Day is a week after, but like this week.
My birthday's on Saturday.
This week, as you're watching this, will be your birthday week.
This is the last time you'll ever see me as a 30-year-old. This is as good as it gets, guys. It's all downhill from here.
I feel like every day it's downhill fast.
Yeah. This is my last week of being 30, and do you want me to tell you what I learned? Like the difference of like, you know, in my 30s versus being in my 20s?
Teach me.
Nothing.
Beautiful.
Fucking nothing. Like there is no epiphany where you're like, oh, I should have done this with my life. Or, like all those things.
Apparently 40, 50 is more the vibe for that.
But isn't that the age that people have a mental, like a midlife crisis?
That's the age where women, not men, I don't know, men usually have a crisis, but women stop caring what people think. So like they put effort in and they care about opinions and stuff, and they're a bit more tentative of the glass ceiling and
why do we go through this twice? You know that women go through this at 25?
I'm not surprised, because that's when our frontal lobe develops. So
at 25 years old, and this is so funny because I have actually spoken to my sister about this. At 25 years old, I don't know if it's just the female brain. I have to look into it. I don't know if it's a female brain or just the brain in general. Develops fully. Things that you liked, believed in, found attractive changes at the flick of a fucking switch when you wake up one day. And I experienced this. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Like for real. Like it's a for real moment where you're like this is a moment I quit my job. I felt it. Like it was a moment of the people that I used to find attractive gave me the ick. The things that I enjoyed, the food that I liked was like, you know me, I already eat like a 5-year-old. I started to like literally shift in the way that I was living my life, doing things, the way that I was enjoying things. In that minute that I woke up, I grew the fuck up. I hated my job. I had a shift in my friends group. Mind you, I made the changes quite some time after I had the feeling.
It's hard to make change. Like we just talked about this. That phenomenon is also linked a lot to like your taste in men, and everything changes when you go on or off contraception, because you've got different hormones, and then the hormones literally make you find different people attractive, which is a scary thought. That's
why I thought it was a female thing, because I did think it played a role in your
I think
hormones.
Women and men are slightly different. I think generally your frontal lobe is meant to develop at 25 for both genders, but I think everyone's also different. Like some people I feel like really take a while to like wake up. There's got to be also environmental factors that may actually accelerate your physical.
So my sister experienced this as well. Hers might not have been as eye-awakening as mine, because I'm a little bit dramatic. So when I see something's wrong, I will cry about it.
You're dramatic?
Sarah, for instance, she has tattoos everywhere. Just like she used to have these days where like if she had a bad day, she'd go get a tattoo. She's removing every single one. Every single tattoo she got was before 25. She hates every single one. If you ask her now what she'd do on a bad day, she'd probably just read a book or play a game or something, like to get her mind off it.
We're going to talk about Valentine's Day because it's like coming up, but it's never been like a thing for me. I don't know if it's been like a thing for you, because I've only celebrated it once, and it was my first date with the drug dealer I dated when I was 16. And we went to the local Thai restaurant, and the owner was smoking outside as we were like in the outdoor area. And I remember, because like I'd had one boyfriend before, and it was very like we kissed like 4 times our whole relationship. And I was 15 when I dated the previous boyfriend. I was 16 freshly dating this guy, and he was looking at me like he wanted to eat my soul the whole time. And he was a very intense guy, like very intense. Like throughout our relationship, he would write me like love letters saying that like we'd known each other from 1,000 years ago, and we like are from another life. And like he was very like,
I kind of love that.
Look into yourself. I know, and I did.
I love that.
I did love that. He was but he was also psychotic, and that came out.
That I feel like that goes hand in hand.
It was hand in hand, and I've met a few guys like this, jealous, also controlling. Like anyway, I just remember the way he looked at me. I just discovered fake tanning, and I remember that was like our first date. And he asked me what my ethnicity was. He was Greek and Mauritian.
Oh, that's a cute
He
mix.
was Greek and Maltese.
Or even a cuter mix.
Yeah. He kept looking at me and he was like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm like 5th generation Aussie. Like, I'm white as fuck. And he was like, oh, you look like Greek or something. Like, because I was fake tanning. And I remember as we started dating, getting into the relationship, I would get paler and paler because I stopped being bothered to fake tan. And I remember him saying something to me eventually. He was like, are you paler? And I was like, yeah, I just haven't tanned. And he was like, you tan? And I was like, yeah, fake tan. I don't know how the fuck he didn't smell it because I wasn't very good at it.
You probably thought it was your perfume, bro.
Probably. Smell like a coconut.
Most self-aware dudes nowadays
they know
the smell of Bondi
My
Sands.
boyfriend knows. He knows all the tips and tricks. And he also watches this and like he knows. So, but this guy had no fucking idea. Yeah, we dated for ages, but at the end of the date, I also remember my dad made me give him his phone number.
Give your dad your boyfriend's?
The boyfriend who was just my date at the time's phone number. Like, if he couldn't contact me,
he could contact him.
And unfortunately, after our date, we decided we would go for a walk to like a park bench and make out. So my phone was on silent and I didn't know it was ringing in my pocket. And then he gets a phone call. And it's my dad, and I can overhear it as I'm like sitting across. And my dad's like, hello. And the guy's like, hello. And my dad's like, are you with Courtney? And obviously, he has no idea who this guy is. And then I'm like, oh, that's my dad. I gave him your phone number. And he was like, what? And it was so awkward. It was so, I wanted to die. My face went, I could feel how hot my face. I was so embarrassed. It was so embarrassing. And I had to be picked up because I couldn't drive. I was 16.
Yeah.
He couldn't drive. He was 17 and didn't have a car. My dad was like, she needs to come home now. Tell her to answer her phone. And it was so awkward.
Did your dad pick you up or did he walk you home?
Oh, no, my dad picked me up. Yeah.
Was he angry?
Of course. My parents are angry about everything.
Your parents are just angry.
Yeah, they're just angry. I would give them the phone numbers. I'd have to. Like, growing up.
That's so wild.
Of the guys that I was going on a date with. If you're a parent and you're watching this, don't do that to your kid. Just track them on Find My iPhone. Please don't get the boyfriend's number and call them.
Did you grow up in a time where the boyfriend had to ring the house phone? I had to experience, before I got a mobile phone, before mobile phones were popular, my boyfriends would ring the house phone and ask to speak to me. And my nan would linger so she could hear the call.
Or did she pick up the phone in the other room?
No, it was one of those cord phones.
Yeah. Did she pick up the other phone?
No, we didn't have one. We didn't have a second line. We only had the one main line in the kitchen. Like, I would answer it and then like, it was like on a cord, so like I'd like take it off the hook.
Yeah.
And, like, go around the corner.
Yeah, like the wall.
Around.
Yeah.
So she can't see me talking. My most embarrassing encounter there though was like the few times where I was in trouble and then a boy would call and then my nan would be like, she can't speak to you right now, she's in trouble. It happened with friends too, and that's the worst part because friends actually want to know.
Yeah, they're like, so what did
fucking
you do?
Massive blow up at home and then someone would call their house phone and like, she can't talk to you right now, she's grounded, and like nan would hang up and the next day at school, everyone knows that I'm fucking grounded because my friends would be like, your nan hung up on me last night, what did you do? Oh my god, now I have to explain the fight.
It's kind of good that your friends know you're grounded. You don't have to like say it like a shitty excuse not to hang out with them. They're like, can you come? No, I'm grounded. At least I heard it.
My nan was a pushover though, so my nan didn't like to be like that in front of other people. She's very two-faced. It's hilarious. So
I love that.
What she was like
that would have been good for me.
What she was like to us versus what she was like to us in front of other people, two different stories. Wait, behind closed doors, monster, bitch. Loved her to death. She looked after us and protected us, whatever. But she was a fucking mental case. In front of people, though, she acted like we couldn't do anything wrong and that she was the best person in the world. Yeah. And like, I would get in immense trouble and allowed to do anything. But if by chance my friends, instead of ringing the phone, would just rock up to the door and be like, can Maddie come play? She'd say yes. Yeah. Because she doesn't want people
seeing her
in
angry
that space. But then as I'm walking, be back here by fucking 8 o'clock or I'll kick your ass. Like as I'm walking out, I'm like, then I'd fucking leg it. I'm like, I'm free! But that was the extent of my embarrassment because then I did get a phone.
Then you could call the boyfriends and you'd be fine. Yeah. Do you have any Valentine's Day stories?
I've always had partners for Valentine's Day because I'm never alone.
I never have.
I have always. But here's the thing. Valentine's Day prior to my previous relationship was always OTT. Like I was always like, where are my flowers? Like I expect this delivered to my work. Like
Wow.
everything. Yeah, I'm princess. Treat me like one, or I'll find someone who will. There was a stage, I think, in primary school or high school. Like, I don't know. School is so muddled to me now. Yeah, so I was big on the princess treatment because I think it must have been primary school because that's where I set the expectation on romance. I had a couple of boys fighting over me for Valentine's Day. If they didn't do it in high school, but I know they did it in high school for Mother's Day. But they used to do like these stalls.
Oh yeah, we had
like
those.
Mother's Day stalls,
Yeah,
Father's Day. Yeah. I remember in primary school they used to do them for Valentine's Day as well.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
so like you could like there were these cards that people could make, lollies and shit, and like will you be my Valentine things, and kids could give them to other kids, and I had multiple people giving them to me. And so it got to the point where like these two boys who were literally like trying to outdo each other, and to me I was like, I was being shown what my worth was at a young age. So every Valentine's Day from then I was like, well, these boys gave me this, so this is what I want. These boys at a young age set the expectation of like mass amounts of flowers, alone time, and like gifts, and like everything from the get-go. From the moment you rock up, like from the moment I rocked up to those school doors, I had like flowers being handed to me, and will you be my Valentine's Day cards? And I had to choose one because you're not allowed to have two Valentines apparently. I tried.
Polyamory
and
is
they were like,
valid, guys. Come on.
But
my school didn't acknowledge it.
You were a private school. You don't count.
Religious. No, I went to 5 schools. Because I started school up in Brisbane, right? I went to private school, 2 public schools up here, and then I did 2 public schools and a private school. Like I did
Why
like
did
6.
your parents change you between the both?
Different reasons. Like one of the schools we went to was because we weren't like having a good time and we wanted to try a new school. And then we had an even worse time at the other school, so we went back to the initial school and then finished school there. We moved suburbs a few times. So we moved house a bit. So I think that was the first like reasons, and then the other reasons were like the girls weren't very nice, and we just wanted to see what we could do.
Because parents are usually public or private. They never.
No, it was based on our area. So
public. So same for where I grew up, but there was only one private school in the entire town.
Well, the only high school in my town was a private school.
Ooh.
So you had to go out to go to the public school. So the closest school was a private school, and it wasn't that expensive as private schools go. And there was 30 kids in my class. Like it was a very small private school.
So do you remember any public schools doing any Valentine stuff?
Not for Valentine's Day, no. We had Mother's Day, Father's Day, all the other stuff, and so did the private school, but no Valentine's Day stuff.
We did Valentine's. Okay, I don't recall ever buying a Valentine's gift ever for anybody.
Really?
It's always been for me. And then I got into my long-term relationship. Valentine's Day rolls around, and I bring it up, and he brings up that he got married on Valentine's Day, and then I never celebrated it again.
Wow.
Because to me, I was celebrating his anniversary. So I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, this feels gross now.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's because to me, I would be like, he wanted
to fight me on it. I want to create a new memory of this day. I don't want it to be stuck. I don't want such a bad memory to be stuck on this day.
Yeah.
He's like, not just for me, but for you as well. I didn't, in the whole 7 years, I didn't give him a chance to give me a Valentine's Day.
Wow.
I shut it down immediately. The moment I woke up, I was like, do not fucking speak to me on your anniversary. Gross. Like, do not buy me flowers on the same day you put a fucking ring on her finger.
I'm going to a wedding on Valentine's Day with my boyfriend.
That is a bad idea.
No, they're so
until they're not.
Couple. No, I like them.
No, okay.
I like them. He services my car. I like them.
Okay, yes, we like them.
No bad juju.
No bad juju. I fully believe that couple, but don't ruin the day.
I brought it up to my boyfriend last night, and he said he's never celebrated it, and he was in a relationship for 5 years before we started dating. Like,
did you ask why? Were you like, why?
I don't really want to know. Like, I just was like,
you don't want to be disappointed in the answer.
He said something along the lines of like, oh, I've never really celebrated, like never really made it a thing, like it wasn't a really thing, which is fair. Could have been a money thing. I don't know. I might ask him. I said, so I told Fib that I'd already gotten him something so that he has to get me something. Because to be fair,
are you leaving this in?
Yes,
please?
Because I'm going to explain myself. Because to be fair, I actually have planned his present. because I know what I'm going to do. So,
but you didn't want to buy it in case he didn't buy you something, so you're waiting to confirm mentally that he's going to get you something.
Yes. So because this was my plan, and I've been thinking about it for a while, because like I got excited about Valentine's Day because I haven't had a partner for Valentine's Day. Like ever. And I'm excited about it. And like I see all the cute teddy bears every year and all the stuff. And then I'm having a Galentine's party, and I had one last year and it was really cute and wholesome. And I was like, I love it. The red and the pink, and I love it. And so for him to be like, I haven't done it, I was like, I'm changing this.
This is strange because he's so romantic.
He is.
How has he not done it?
Maybe because he's like, you know, he's not like other guys. Like, he's different. He's niche. Maybe Valentine's Day is too commercial for him.
Valentine's Day is his one day off.
He's too
because
cool.
He's romantic every other fucking day of the
Well,
year.
maybe. But my plan for him, and I'll tell him he can't watch this until after Valentine's Day. But like, I was told I can get a jar as big as I want and bring it to the bar, and they're going to fill it with glacé cherries.
Oh, you're telling me this.
Obsessed with glacé cherries. And I checked with the bar manager, and she said, yeah, you bring the jar, I'll fill it. And I was like, okay. So my plan is to get like a cute jar, or like a jar that's like obnoxiously large, fill it, and then like I'll do it closer to the day so it's like more fresh. Yeah. And then I was going to get him flowers, because like I like to give men flowers. Men want to be the little spoon.
They do.
You know what I mean? They love it. They do.
They do love it.
I was also thinking funny t-shirt, or like a bear, or like chocolates or something as well. Like I was going to get him 3 things. Like that was my plan. So, and then I said, well, the wedding's at 3 p.m. Do you want to do brunch? As it like in the morning? And like I'll stay at his probably the night before, and then like the next morning I'll be like, here's your glacé cherries.
And here's my name.
Gross. I love it.
But Galentine's will be fun. And for those of you who don't know, Courtney throws Galentine's every year. It's a girls' Valentine's Day because she was single for so long. It was suitable. But now it's like a thing.
5 years.
And we just want to keep doing it.
It was like, I thought that too. And I was like, most of the girls who came last time also had partners. So
but we're not
it's just like a girls thing.
It's a girls' Valentine's.
Yeah.
We spent the day with the boys and our partners, and now let's spend it with our besties. It's a day of love, and love shouldn't just be
romantic love.
And
it's also
it shouldn't just be reserved for your partner. Like if you have people in your life that you love, Valentine's Day
celebrate
is that
with
day.
them.
So that's what Valentine's Day is for us.
It's always a fun time. And I love doing things with just girls, because like you're getting the photos, you're getting the good playlist, you're getting the good food, you're getting the leaving at a reasonable time. You can talk anything.
Yeah. So I don't celebrate Valentine's Day still, but I might try and make it a thing. I'm trying to change.
You should.
I'm trying to change.
Because like this is your life, and not having a Valentine's Day flower fiesta for the rest of your life sounds really sad. When I've had
it for the first
when you've had it, I think that you're so young. I'm so young. You shouldn't have like things like no Valentine's Day rules until you're like 80.
I think it was just I think I was being spiteful.
Totally. That's petty as fuck, and I love it.
I was being spiteful to them, yes, but also like it wasn't a day that felt good for me because it was a reminder of something else. So I just didn't want to. But I don't know. I guess I need.
That's valid. Yeah, like time isn't real. February 14th is actually like not. It's not the same day every year.
I'll just celebrate it with the Americans the following day.
Yeah, if you want, do that. It's not a real thing. It's not a real day. So if you want to start celebrating on the 15th and make that your new tradition, that's kind of cute. That's like your thing, you know?
I mean, any day where I have to, we're about to be interrupted rudely. Come on. Hey, baby.
Hi. Oh, you have not been in the podcast for so long.
You have made a guest appearance.
Right, come back.
Since season 1. Come here.
I want kisses.
No. It's because it's dinner time.
Oh, it's probably my dinner time too. My breakfast, lunch, and dinner time.
We haven't spoke about butt stuff.
If you're doing butt stuff on Valentine's Day, be safe. Use a douche.
I don't think I have anything. I got a period once.
Yes. Maddie hasn't had a period in years, and the other day she texted me and she was like, I have my period.
I texted 3 people. Okay, so here's the thing though. It was the first time in 3 years I've ever gotten my period.
Yeah, that's scary.
I was unequipped, and it was 30 minutes before I was leaving for work. So I had my stockings on. When I tell you I had a meltdown, when I was messaging you, I was having a meltdown on the toilet. I wasn't off the toilet yet.
I could tell you having a meltdown from the cadence of your messages and the way you were messaging me. I can't check because my phone is filming this.
When I tell you, it felt like a 31-year-old going through her first period. I'm not shitting you. I messaged you, I messaged Tamara, and I messaged Sarah all at once, being like, what the fuck do I do? And then. Oh. So I got tampons, and you know how I can't use them?
Yeah.
So I finally got off the toilet when I stopped bleeding. I waited there for the whole half an hour before leaving. And then I finally wiped again and there was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not even pink. And I'm like, good. How do I just bleed full on like that for half an hour straight and then nothing? I finally got tampons delivered to me, but I decided not to use them because in my head I was like, what if the tampons bring on the period? What if this is because like I'm on the depot shot, right? So I'm not supposed this isn't supposed to be my period.
If your periods, I've had this with sex. Okay, like if my period's due and then sometimes that starts.
But it happens with breastfeeding, right? So did you know if someone just sucked at your nipples regularly, you would start producing milk? Seriously, your body would literally
I believe you. That's just fucked.
So in my head, I was like, if I put this tampon up, it's going to ignite the official period.
Please don't take medical advice from us. I just want to
that's what I'm saying in my head.
I get your thoughts because I have the same thoughts.
So I was so scared. And because I was about to go to work and because I was about to wear G-strings at work and because I can't do tampons and I can't wear a pad with G-strings, I was like, what the fuck do I do? I freeballed it. I risked it. I put all my underwear back on. I put an extra layer of underwear on just in case.
That's what I would have done.
And then my 2 layers of stockings and then my work underwear. And I was like, fuck it. I'll just like fingers crossed. Like, because you can feel it.
Did you keep checking in the bathroom?
No, I had so much pressure on me, I couldn't.
Yeah.
But I was checking for the wetness that you feel.
Yeah.
Or when you sneeze or cough and you feel that. I was overly conscious of that happening. So I was like always, but because it was also a super fucking hot night, I was sweating a lot between my legs.
Oh, so you felt like that
I felt like it was there, but it wasn't. So I did try to do pull my stockings like as far forward as I can to see if like the red had seeped through my underwear and nothing. So I was like, it must be just me sweating. Yeah. But a funny story though, I was telling Tamara that I was freeballing it. At the same time, I was sitting on her fucking lap at meeting. Didn't register to me until I was like telling her the story. And then I was also like moving my butt. And then she's like, good luck for you then. And I was like, oh, I'm sitting on her lap.
Good luck for you.
Yeah, I got home that night and did officially check. And it was exactly the type of period I actually expected me to have, which is just this blot of dark black.
That's usually what I get if I skip it for a few months.
Yeah, well, I've skipped it for 3 years. So I was and also I was scared. I was actually scared because it was going to be my first period of 3 years and I was about to go into work. I was getting the period pains. Like I could, like the lining, I could feel it. Like I was doing my work makeup and I was dropping to my knees. And my face, like still to this day, has broken out. I was eating only sweets. Like
that's a period.
It was a period.
Yeah.
But I bled for 30 minutes and then that one black
Welcome to womanhood.
And then I never bled again. And then I did see the doctor because I was due for my depot shot literally within days of that happening. And my doctor said it's normal because it could be just my depot shot wearing off. But then I Googled it, like women having their first period after the depot shot. And like literally most of the responses, like I don't even know if I actually found a response that says you get your period straight away. Literally all of the responses I found was months. Wow. Like you don't get your period for months.
I wonder why. I'm glad you went to the doctor and said something.
Like a while to regulate again.
Yeah.
And and it's not like that part's not the first part to be regulated.
You can't be the only person though.
No, so so I got this warning before from the nurse. Like she did tell me previously, if you start to spot or bleed prior to getting your next shot, you might have to get it a little bit earlier. So they had warned me about this ages ago. As soon as I bleed, I'm therefore unprotected. And that's another thing that stressed me out is like as soon as I bled, I'm now unprotected. And it takes a hot minute for the depot shot to start kicking back in. I don't know if I'm unprotected because I don't know if I had a proper period.
I would just assume that
I always assume I'm unprotected at the same time as having unprotected sex because I can't.
Pull-out method.
I don't like sex mess.
Look, there's a way to hack
as soon
that.
As it's warm.
There's a way to hack that.
Yeah, put it somewhere, like in your mouth or So I don't like giving head jobs.
I love it. I like to make men weak.
I'm the opposite. I like to make men weak out of frustration, not out of sexual pleasure.
Maddie likes to torture men, make them bring her flowers, and then not fuck them.
Like I want them to be like, this woman is fucking killing me, but they can't leave me.
If I did that, I think they would just leave me.
Do you see them leaving me?
No, they won't fuck off. It's bad.
All of them.
All of them, literally.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. I have stalkers and we have friends over, so we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Bye, losers. We have to do a thumbnail montage.
Yeah.
She can't run away yet.
I'm not running away.
Okay, goodbye. We'll see you next week for the last episode of the season.
We love you. And see you when I'm 31.
Bye. Move the things out.
I was born to be free.
That was well, see you. You have one pimple.
No, I don't.
Shut
There's
up.
one here, one here, one here, one here. Those ones are just covered in
No, you
makeup.
can't see them.
Blind ones are.
Fine.